against a Confederate assault, and I hope we do well. My father, David Buster, is leading the defense, and they're going to be approaching from these roads. Let's see if we can't beat these guys. Alright, there's an armor train that's also approaching. That's going to really suck. And now the good news is we've got reinforcements, guys. They're going to arrive, strong artillery batteries, and they should arrive in about an hour. So this is definitely something we can manage, I think. Is it something we can manage? I'm not sure. We're already here defending, and as you can see, we carry on from what we had last turn. So we're really trying to essentially lead this particular campaign in a certain way, and whatever we lose in the turn beforehand, like if we lose infantry or stuff, things like that, it's going to reflect in our next turn. So in this case, Zook, he got hit pretty bad, although he does have some awesome defensive advantages here, so I think he's going to be okay, but I don't know for sure. Let's get Woods over here. We got Schaefer. I think we could get Schaefer over here. And, of course, our job is to defend the town under all circumstances. I'm also going to bring Stockton up. There's my dad. There's my old man, David Buster. He is ready to lead the Union. He asked himself, I asked him, I said, which one do you want to play, Union or Confederacy? He's like, I don't give a shit about your stupid games. And I'm like, I know, Dad. I know you don't give a shit about my stupid games. But which do you want to play? And he's like, I would play the Union. And that's why I decided. The Union. So yeah, despite that fact, this is still a town that is integral to the Civil War itself. So Philippi is actually based off a Roman battle, and the name of the town is quite an interesting one. And here we go. Wheeler is going to try to charge in here. The Confederates know how to charge, but they're charging an area where we've got barricades. Good God, Stockton's up here. I'm glad Stockton's up here, but I did not expect the Confederates to be that vicious. Should have known better. These damn rebels. All right, range. Yes, I know. So Wood's going to take him on. I'm going to bring Bristow over here, and he can probably respond to this unfortunate attack by the enemy. By the way, guys, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, you definitely should. Agrippa Maxenius, we're trying to really bring the grassroots out of strategy. I do niche strategy games, and my whole thing is trying to make sure that niche strategy games get, some sort of medium where they can be shown to the general public. So there we go. The enemy's exhausted. Wheeler's running. Sure enough, Zook held. What do you know, guys? Standing behind barricades definitely helps in this game. And I'm still sending Bristow to chase Wheeler. Make sure he doesn't return to this fight. All right, enemy cavalry actually approaching here. We've got a few more enemy infantry units back here. MacArthur as well as the general leading this charge. And I'll bring Bristow back at this point. Just got a few shots off on the enemy. Now, right now, a lot of people are mentioning zooming capabilities. This is the closest we can zoom in, sadly. All right, our reinforcements have arrived, guys. And here we go. We can actually group them up like this. And just basically set them up right there in town, which is an awesome new ability in this game. Just the ability to group units, and they sort of know what they're doing. Another thing is cannons. You don't really have to select canister shot or shell shot. They know what's best, and you just have to trust them. Let me move Loomis up here. Even Schaefer. I don't want to move him out of position. That's the only reason I'm not going to bring him out of this area. Bring my father, David Buster, back here. Open fire, Loomis! Of course, playing as the great Federal Army, in this case the Unions, the Army of George Washington. Injured officer here. Abraham Lincoln. One really cool thing about the game is the Army of George Washington. Officers and soldiers can be injured. Jefferson Davis killed or technically the first, which is just head of state of the CSA, not George Washington. But in any case, we're doing our best here to hold the enemy off. Now, Wheeler's approaching. We do have some serious artillery here, and in this game, artillery makes a huge amount of difference. The cool thing is you don't have to select between canister shot, shell shot. It kind of generates that ability on its own, and it's extremely effective. I was actually attacked by a unit of 1,400, and I was able to absolutely demolish it just with artillery. So as you can see, we're waiting on our reinforcements right now. That's the only thing that's going to change the tide of this battle. The enemy is arriving with their armored train, the Dryland Merima, and this is something we're not prepared for. In fact, I don't like my dad being so close to the front lines, but I think he's got to stay here for now. I probably want to get Loomis off the tracks. I don't know what happens if he's on them when the train comes by, but I can imagine it's nothing good. All right, the Dryland Merima. Having flashbacks of Battlefield 1. Come on, Loomis. No, don't stop running. Just halt, you idiot. Alright, well, no, never mind. Go ahead. We're going to have to charge it. I mean, once you go for a charge like this, you've got to charge. There's nothing you can do. At that point, we're forced into a charge. And I don't think we're going to win, but at least we'll show the enemy we're pretty vicious here. And don't forget, we're arriving with some serious reinforcements. This is really our saving grace. Let's bring Stockton down, bring some skirmishers down. Loomis is getting chopped up. Look at that. Yep. We actually managed to hold this town for quite a while, so yeah, I'm hoping the arriving reinforcements will be able to hold it for the rest of the time, but, we had to leave our barricades to do this. Poor Loomis. Oh, my goodness. Scale just chopping him to bits. The Geneva Convention didn't even... Oh, wait, it didn't exist at this time. God damn it. Looks like the train might be pulling out. Where are those fucking reinforcements? At this point, I'm almost forced to just make them start running. It's getting kind of upsetting at this point. But we've got Milroy, we've got Bruce. These are really fat brigades. In fact, we have more men than the enemy does. So we've got to get these guys across this river. And you know what? I might have to force these guys to run. I hate running, but I don't think we have a choice. I mean, I think it's really time is of the essence right now. So I'm going to go ahead and try to run. No, not fall back. Sorry, Milroy. Get your ass here. Alright, so Parrott is getting some nice shots on our men. It looks like Walton is still hanging back. I'm going to get my dad, David Buster, over here behind Colquitt. And these are actually generals I'm not familiar with. Like, generally, I'm not saying I'm a Civil War buff or a Civil War fanatic, but generally I know most of the generals. I don't know any of the generals that are right here right now. Walton, Bruce, and there we go. The enemy supply surrendered, so we actually managed to capture that, which is pretty cool. And we just have to continue this attack, but the enemy's actually attacking us from up here. And actually, I think I might keep Zook right here to deal with Wheeler. Scales, get prepared. Come on, Milroy. Start firing. It's about damn time. Alright, there we go. They're loading their weapons. Took them a while, but I think we're going to overwhelm them just with our firepower alone. And guys, if I'm not responding to you in the chat, I'm so sorry. Araman is kind of basically hosting things right now. He's the mod. If you have any questions, I would suggest asking him. I'm just trying to keep my mind on the game. And with this kind of game, I'm sure you guys are just as desperate as I am to find out what happens next. So I apologize if I am not getting on the chat right away. And here we go. Parrott is charging. The Confederates are great at charging, so this is not a bad tactic at all. And he could break us, essentially crushing our attempt at a reinforcement. Come on, boys. I could send Bruce in there, but we've got Grant to deal with. There we go. Rout. Enemies routing. Parrott is routing, boys. We've got him on the run. To hell with you, Parrott. Nice. We're even hitting him with some canister shot here. Alright, Scale's going to attempt to charge, and we're still holding this position. Remember, guys, our main objective is to hold Philippi. That's really the main thing we have to do. Everything else is secondary. So I'm doing everything we can to stay in town and defend this location. I would love, and I'm sure many of you guys know this if you've watched my channel, I would love to start attacking these guys, go on the offensive, but I think the best thing to do right now is just to be calm, relaxed, and stay in town. Look at that. Scale's going to attempt to charge. Let's hope we can beat him back. Oh yeah, routing Scales. Quite a good commander as well. And so far we haven't had a single lost or wounded commander. I hope we've killed or wounded enemy commanders though. Anybody, you know what? I'm going to make an agreement here. I'm such a fan of Union Civil War music, or just Civil War music in general, that since we're playing as the Union, if anybody would like to link specifically Union Civil War songs in the chat box, please feel free, and you guys can listen to that as you watch this, because I was doing that earlier, before I started streaming this. I was listening to Civil War songs as I played the game, and it was fucking awesome. It really was. It was just a total blast. So if you guys want to do that, somebody post a Union Civil War song. There's so many good ones. I'm sure somebody could find something cool. If we were on Twitch, I would definitely play some music. Since we're on YouTube, we got to respect the copyright laws. If you guys want me to be on Twitch more often, you guys can see in my description that I do have a Twitch link. Please add that Twitch link, because the more people we have watching me on Twitch, the sooner we can kind of move away from YouTube in terms of live streaming. Look at that, we're still holding Philippi. That's what matters. Although I think I want to move these cannons a little bit closer to this unit over here. We've got Parrot and we've got Scales. And even though we made Parrot and Scales run twice, they'll be back for sure. Up here in the upper right corner, guys, is the amount of time left. It tends to go by very slowly, so we have a lot of time left. I'm certain we're not trying to get reinforced artillery over here. As far as I can tell, we're crushing the skirmishers over here. That's what we need to keep doing. Damn it, boys! Hold Philippi! You scoundrels! We've got Colquitt here, and in fact, we've got Hayes. I didn't even notice Hayes. Let's move this guy up. We've got some supplies as well. Not that our guys actually need them, but eventually they will, especially holding off against these forces. You can see the AI is just kind of drifting over here with Scales, which is not a bad idea because it's keeping Zook totally tied up. Open fire, boys! Damn it, Milroy! And there we go, Grant's on the run. Oh, yes. We're going to keep moving up. I'm going to try to do a little... You guys know my favorite maneuver, which is, of course, the sickle formation. I don't know if we can do it here, but I'm going to try with Bruce and with Milroy. Just kind of try to catch the enemy here on a flank. And in this game, you don't have to press tab. You just basically hold your right mouse button. You just set it up like that. Get ready, you rebel cowards. Eat shit. Woo! Look at that. That's beautiful. That's called art right there. Dead body art. I love it. Walton, yeah, he's already targeting them. We don't have to worry about that. I'm kind of trying to get... Oh, Scales is already targeting them. Forget it. Everybody's shooting this damn fucking unit. It's beautiful. Get Bristow up. I think he's gotten over his fright. And yeah, Parrot is taking off, guys. That's beautiful. So he doesn't want to have any part of this. He's routing. He's trying to get the hell off the battlefield. By the way, if any of you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are definitely an independent strategy channel, and we play a ton of niche games here. It's really something that I'm trying to... I'm trying to get everybody into niche games. Maybe we can't get everybody into niche games, but we can get a good portion of the people into niche games. People that play games like Civilization and Total War and don't touch upon these kind of games. And by the way, we captured an enemy unit. And this is another cool part of the game. The enemy units surrender to us. So at this point, they become our prisoners. So we send them to a terrible Union prison camp. Watch Andersonville. And it's just not going to be pretty. So there we go. They're surrendered. 103 men are now ours. And we're going to go ahead and try to move forward with some, if not all, of our infantry units. And there we go. They're going to try to charge. Confederate charge! They need to put the Rebel Yell in. That's the only thing they're missing. Rebel Yell was apparently a terrifying screech. If anybody wants to put up an awesome video, and in fact I have tremendous respect for anybody that does, type in the real Rebel Yell into YouTube and put that link up. And that right there is the sound that rebels would make when they charged an enemy unit, and it is quite terrifying, because people used to think it sounded like screeching harpies. It's actually much scarier than that. It's kind of like the Blair Witch screaming at you as she approaches. It's a very, very, very frightening sound. And I'm going to take a break here from recording to check out the chat in just a second. But at this point, we're doing everything right, guys. We're holding Philippi pretty comfortable here, but I don't see a reason to move them out of this position. We definitely lost a lot of men. We're about to win, I think. The fact is, we can hold this area, but I don't like the fact that Hayes is kind of like maybe behind our infantry units. I have no clue. So let's get Colquitt to go ahead and open fire. Bruce, let's put him in a better position. Face that cavalry. Nass! Oh, Ellis is running. Ellis is running. If you listen closely, the guy just said kill them all, which is terrifying in itself. But of course, I'm trying to bring my father's, rank up as much as I can, and see if we can't win a battle as the Union. It looks like we're crushing the enemy on the right flank. If I want, I could probably fold this right flank over here, but I don't really want to even take that chance. I kind of want to keep the guys in this formation and see what happens. We can finish the mission or continue the fight. We're definitely going to finish the oh, shit. Well, we could continue the fight. So I guess at this point, it's kind of like Total War, actually, in this sense, where now we could keep firing and try to kill as many of the enemy as possible, and continue shooting the enemy, or we could end the mission. I'm thinking I'm going to actually keep it up just for a little bit longer, maybe shoot Scales a little bit more and make sure that he's not as strong in our next fight. But I want to see if my dad was able to get any sort of rank, which would be absolutely awesome. And if you guys take a look over here, just look at all those shell holes. Like, this was a nasty battle, for sure. Alright, he's got some reinforcements coming. I don't want to deal with that. We're going to finish. And there we go, guys. A victory. We captured the train station. God bless the Union. David Buster. Good job, Dad. Alright, well, there we go. So Zook actually got the most kills, an infantry unit. He actually managed to get 623 kills on the rebels, which is just great. Let's take a look at our officers. We may have lost some men. We may need a moment of silence. And indeed we do, guys. Oh my god, we lost Zook. Good God. Every time I say that man's name, I think of a dating website. But nonetheless, I feel terrible that he passed. So let's have a moment of silence, guys, for Gene Zook and Kelly Walton. And that goes for you rebels, too. Hey, got to show a moment of silence for all generals that fall on this battlefield. So here we go, guys. A moment of silence for these two guys. They did a good job, and they served my father proud. And now let's kick their caskets. That's what I'm talking about, baby. A battle reward. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much, buddy. So we're going to take a look here. Career points, reputation. Oh, that's so cool. So I got a battle reward for my dad here. And that is awesome. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, oh, my house is on fire. My house is on fire. No, it's just a wasp. Okay. So, that's looking awesome. So at this point, guys, I guess the 1st Division goes ahead. I want to take a look at the barracks. This is a part of the game I have not been familiar with. Your officer is dead or severely wounded. You need to replace him with a new officer from the barracks. Fair enough. It's kind of like an entirely new part to the game. So let's get... How much money do we have to spend? We've got a shit ton of money to spend. I want to get like a really good officer. So I want to get Frank Mersey. Let's hire him. This is cool, so we actually get to add career points, and actually we have no political points, so I'm going to apply the political points. Make my dad a little bit stronger here. And let's take a look at the armory. So we can actually upgrade, and this is very similar to like Civil War Generals too, where you can upgrade the rifling. And I'm guessing the Lorens could probably upgrade to this, can we? Let me take a look here. So buy, I'm not seeing a buy button, maybe. Yeah. That's cool. Alright, so we can only buy so many. Let's get... Lauren's rifles are apparently pretty good. Let's get 600. Or close to 600. Still going to be 13 grand. I mean, it's not cheap. But that's really awesome that you can do that, guys. Okay. I think my dad's doing pretty good here. And we're going to go ahead and move on, I guess. And I guess we can increase supply over here with this particular button. Yeah, 5,500. Come on. Going to the first Manassas campaign. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's see, do we have to select Walton? Maybe we have to select... Oh, yes, we're going to put Frank Mersey here. This is the guy we assigned. And now, I'm guessing we should be able to get in here. I'm hoping. Create a new division? No. I don't want to create a new division, but if we need to get into the Manassas campaign... Damn it! What do I do? No, I don't want you. You're useless. Battle. There we go. That's what I was talking about, for God's sake. Alright, boys. We're going to Manassas. So that's for the first bull run. We just won, of course, the Battle of Philippi. A pretty easy battle. First bull run as the Union is not easy. I just put up a video on my channel, if you guys haven't checked it out, as the Confederacy against the Union, and I crushed them. And this is not going to be an easy battle by any means. Since there's so many people on this stream, I'm going to go ahead and do it, but... Oh, you bastards better watch, I swear to God. Alright, let's go and deploy. Let's see what happens. Oh, my goodness, why am I doing this? God, help me, please. Help me, please. So there we go, the first corps. We could flank to the left. Why not? And get started. And maybe I should have created a second corps. Again, I'm very new to the actual game. The rebels are guarding the Manassas Railroad Junction with strong forces a few miles eastwards of this location. Alright, so we have to go ahead and try to move up on the Manassas Railway Junction and take it from the enemy. And guys, for those of you that are typing, I will absolutely get to you. Our main force can pass the river from the section and attack the left of the Confederate Army. Ooh. So we are on the offensive for this battle.